Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Continuing my series on the Gloucester Sharpness Canal, today I've arrived at Slimbridge, very popular because of the Wetlands Trust and other amenities down by the canal where I'm stood at the moment. So without further ado, sit back and enjoy. We've left the A38, the Gloucester to Bristol Road, and we're now passing through the village of Slimbridge. Now the Wetland Center is a mile or so more through the village over the canal the other side. It's quite away from here, and the village itself is quite away from the canal as well, which is where we're heading for. And when we get there, it's finding somewhere to park is always a difficulty, but we'll see how we go. What a long village to pass through. Now we're leaving the village and going on the country road down to the canal. Right, here we are coming down by the canal. There's quite a few touristy things to do, but as I said, finding somewhere to park. Now, we're gonna go. Leaving Purton behind us, we arrive at Patch Bridge. That is the village of Slimbridge. Must surely be the longest straight piece of canal along the length of the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. From high above, we look over to the Wetland Center and the River Severn. I often wonder what inspired Sir Peter Scott to come here all those years ago and decide to start the Wildfowling Wetland Center. Crossing the road and alongside the canal is the Black Shed. Cafe, bar, arts and crafts, general store, boat trips, you name it, they've got amenities for you to enjoy. And this is where I'm going to stop and have a most welcome cup of coffee. There are boat trips from £5 a person. Can't be bad. Something else it does. adventure bike canoe hire. Wow, it's all here if you like a bit of sport, and then you've got the energy. I promised myself a nice cup of coffee at the Black Shark, and here it is. Lovely. Really going to enjoy this one. It is nice break. Nice in here. Wonderful place to stop off, relax and refresh. Another boat coming. We're going to have a look. Tudor Arms, nice pub cum restaurant. It's welcome to the walkers and travellers alike. And also in there is Tudor Caravan Park. Ahead of us, very popular. I hear it mentioned on the local radio station quite often. So it looks quite large and substantial. This house has always fascinated me. Large, know nothing at all about it. But is it flats or what is it? Don't know. Maybe find out one day. An old post box. Now walking onto Patch Bridge. Why it's called Patch whilst it's at Slimbridge, at the moment I don't know, but I'll find out. Now we're crossing over the canal. And there's the canal up to Gloucester and the canal down to Sharpness. And ahead of us is the road to the Wetlands Trust, which hopefully we'll go along later and see what's down the bottom of the lane. 10 minutes later, we are driving over this modern bridge, replaced in 2009 following non-repairable damage to the earlier one. The word patch has been shortened from Shepherd's Patch, referring to a piece of land here which runs parallel to the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. We're now approaching the Slimbridge Wetland Center, founded by Sir Peter Scott all those years ago. We'll drive into the car park, have a look and see what we can see, and then go back to the next bridge on the canal. As you can see, a very popular attraction. Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, made frequent private visits to Slimbridge Wetlands Trust as a guest of Sir Peter and Lady Scott. I was honoured on one visit to be asked to take photographs of Her Majesty's visit. You will see at the end of this sequence of images that I received a special royal smile from Her Majesty. stopped at the village of Slimbridge on the way back to have a look at the local parish church. Looks very old and interesting, so I think we'll go and explore. At High Spire, a landmark from miles around, from the M5 motorway, the A38, etc., from the canal, even when passing through on a boat. Always know that spire of Slimbridge. As you enter the Church of St John the Evangelist, you are struck of how little has changed over the centuries. The church dates back to the 13th century and is a Grade 1 listed building. A fantastic looking organ. I bet that's powerful. I'd love to be here to see someone playing that with all its gusto. I think you'll agree that was well worth stopping for and visiting the church. My first time in here, and I think it's wonderful. My favourite lane to travel down. We're going down to the Cambridge Arm Bridge, the next bridge up from Patch. There's all single track. I don't know what parking's like at the end these days. I haven't been down here for years. Just gotta hope you don't meet any oncoming traffic in an awkward place. There's nothing really at the end to justify coming down, apart from me wanting to film. Have we arrived? I believe we have. On arrival at the remote location of Cambridge Arm Bridge, we are fortunate to view the opening of the bridge to allow 2 willow truss vessels to pass through on their trip down the canal to Purton. The Willow Trust operates 2 boats for fun and freedom for disabled people on the water. Up to 7,000 children and adults enjoy a day on board with a trip along the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. Each boat is adapted to enable those passengers who wish, under supervision, to have a go at steering the vessel. A week following the making of this film is the Tall Ships Festival at Gloucester Docks. To make sure they have a safe passage along the canal, dredging is taking place at a couple of locations. Here at Cambridge Arm, we see the cutter suction dredger Bev D in action. As we look down the canal towards Purton, we see returning the Spirit of Freedom 2, travelling back up to the canal to its overnight mooring at Saul Junction. We can see to the right the River Cam as it enters the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. It flows for 12 miles from its source on the edge of the Cotswolds. Up until 1901, vessels would trade into the river, but now it is used as a flood defence and to feed the large canal it runs into. Finally, we look along the canal towards Slimbridge, the start of the next part of this series. In the next episode, we will be exploring midway along the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. I leave you with striking views of the River Severn as it passes close to the canal. I hope you have enjoyed this film and will join me next time at Slimbridge to further explore the middle section of the Gloucester Sharpness Canal. Thank you for watching my film. If you liked it, why not subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Meanwhile, I look forward to meeting you all again next week with a new film for you to enjoy. Bye!